Hey, welcome back to Ready Garden. So, do you want to make good tasting smoothies without the guesswork? If so, this video is just for you. Hey, I want to keep smoothie making simple and easy. Sometimes I don't have all the fruit that it calls for in a recipe, so oftentimes I'm left guessing, is this even going to taste right? Well, in today's video, I'll show you how to pair fruits the right way, why some fruits don't mix, how to match acidic fruits, and how to build green smoothies, and actually so much more. You'll be a master smoothie maker by the time this is done, so let's get to it. And we are going to make easy and good tasting smoothies. So first, we're going to do part 1, which I'm going to give you 3 tips to keep in mind. Part 2, we're going to talk about categories and pairings or just combinations so you can make some great recipes and make great tasting smoothies each time. Here we go. Tip 1, we want to start small. Please start small. Do not try to put 5 or 7, 10 ingredients into one smoothie. Start with 2 or 3 at the most, and just work yourself up. Get comfortable with adding to certain items that you usually keep around your house. Then just work with those and keep pairing combinations. You can always add chia seeds or ground flax seeds to slow sugar absorption and also to get fuller and get some more nutrients out of your smoothies, but please remember to start small. Tip 2, one of the great things you can do is you can always match acidic with acidic. It goes well together, like pineapple and lime, for example. Also, when you add some ginger with that, it's great for digestion. And if you add turmeric with acidic plus acidic, it's a great anti-inflammatory. If you do add a sweet with acidic, it could cause bloating, but typically that's only if you are using a lot of acidic and a lot of sweet fruit. When things are done in moderation, you should be fine. Also, I find that sometimes adding a pinch of salt will help some acidic smoothies. Third tip, green smoothies. Nuts go well with green smoothies to help knock out some of that bitter taste. And nuts is a really good thing to add because it slows digestion, stabilizes your blood sugar, and just keeps you full. So just remember to blend your nuts with water first, then add your greens and your fruit. Okay, so if you blend the nuts with water first, it adds that creaminess to the smoothie. So our recap: start simple, acidics go well together. Right, just remember that sometimes if you add some sweet, it could cause some bloating, and greens with adding nuts really makes a good combination. So let's get to part 2. We have our categories. This is where I'm going to show you the things that will help you make a successful smoothie every time. So I've broken down foods into 4 categories: sweet, sour, bitter, and neutral. So first category is sweets. That's like our bananas, our dates, our mangoes. These things we want to use in moderation to maintain a good blood sugar balance. Too often people make smoothies and they overload them with like bananas, mangoes, dates, sweets. We need to have a good balanced smoothie all around for nutrients, for blood sugar balance, and so much more. Now, when it comes to starting out slow with your sweet category, if you were just wanting to use sweet only, you could add flax, cinnamon, or nuts to reduce the sugar spike. When you are making your smoothie and you have a sweet fruit, this is a great opportunity to add a bitter, half part. And in some cases, for those that are not used to bitters, maybe 1/4 part. Then you can add a neutral. A neutral will help stabilize and blend the flavors together. And it's optional that you could add a sour half part. So if you look at the chart that's in the description, I have things broken down to sweet, foods in that category, foods in the sour category, foods in the bitter and in the neutral categories. What you do is you just take a food item from each of those categories according to the portion sizes. So 1 part sweet, a half part bitter, 1 part neutral, a half part sour is optional, and you can make your smoothie. For example, we have a banana, which is a sweet, arugula, which is a bitter, almond milk is a neutral. And if we put those together according to the portion sizes, 1 part, half part, 1 part, we'll have a good balanced smoothie. Keep in mind, you may have to add a little bit of water to some of your recipes. As long as you're not adding multiple cups of water, you should be fine. If you have to add a half cup of water or maybe a cup at the most. Next, we're going to look at sours. Now, sours are really good for digestion and also waking up the metabolism, but oftentimes we cannot eat those just on our own. So some sours are lemon, lime, green apple, and so forth. So with sours, when we want to pair those with other foods, we should try to do a neutral to level off some of the sourness, 1 part, and a half part sweet. Remember, we want to do only a half part because it could cause bloating for some people, but we're trying to tone down the tartness. You could also add bitters 1/4 or 1/2 part. So give an example, we have lime. You can have 1 part lime, 1 part chia or flax, and a half part pineapple, right? That's a sour, a neutral, and a sweet to make a good smoothie blend. Next, we have our bitters, our kale, our dandelion greens, and so forth, the things that people normally hate. But bitters stimulate the liver and the digestive system. I always recommend that you start small. So bitters pair well with the following formula. Bitters 1 part, then a sweet 1 part to help with that taste, right? And then 1 part neutral to mellow things out and to blend the bitter and the sweet kind of together. And you could add a sour 1/2 part. So an example of this would be your dandelion greens 1 part, pineapple 1 part, and then a neutral would be 1 part avocado. If you need to, you could do a 1/2 part for the dandelion greens or maybe even a 4th part. It just depends on how sensitive to that taste you are. Neutrals are like your cucumbers, zucchini, soap nuts, chia seeds, and so forth. Now these are used to help with taste, right? And for texture as well. And pretty much neutral pairs with anything. Now here we go. We have the good stuff with the recipes by categories for balance. You could take 1 part mango, 1/2 part kale, and then you could add 1 part avocado and make a great smoothie. You could take 1 part yogurt, 1 part almonds, and a 1/2 part banana. And again, this might be one that you have to add a little bit of water to, and that's fine. It shouldn't drown out anything. And let's say you have a lot of bitters and you want to do some pairings. So you could take some cocoa powder, add 1 part banana and 1 part flaxseed, and make a cocoa powder banana flaxseed smoothie. So these are some great recipes, and I wanted to give you these categories so that way you can make good smoothies every time. You just got to use the chart that shows you which foods fall into what categories. And remember to start small on the bitters. Start also small, period. Don't try to put everything into your smoothie. And when you use a sweet, don't try to use a bunch of sweets, but add a little bit of bitter to it and add a neutral to it. You want to get the nutrients you need, balance out the flavor, and know that your smoothie is going to taste good every time you make one. Check out the descriptions for the downloads. Don't forget to comment with what is your favorite smoothie recipe. And if you learned anything from this video, please like and subscribe. Also, remember to share this information with anyone you know who could use a little natural healing. And y'all take care.